YouTube has been caught in a big fat lie. And Blabs, you put this on the run sheet, so I'm going to let you guide us through this story here.
Actually, this was sent to me. Whoa, hello. Okay, I saw myself from Eric, aka Rabble Wrangler, aka You Me in the Movies.
Yep, good dude.
So basically, what happened was there's this YouTuber. We tried to. To be fair, I don't know this YouTuber, but he was banned because of his email. Because it was somehow they were claiming that he was redirecting to somewhere else, like it wasn't a proper email and it was redirecting to another site, which YouTube claims broke terms of service. So then Dexerto covered this, saying YouTube banned a creator for putting a business email address in a video description. The moderation tools flagged it for directing users to another site.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, though, this is actually true. That YouTube AI did in fact do this. The creator posted all the receipts. That's all. I think you have all the tabs. So I'll let you pull them up. But he actually did in fact get banned. But then YouTube says no, this is a false story. Saying no, we didn't actually do that. So YouTube is now lying on social media, saying no, we didn't ban this guy. And they're also false flagging like Dexerto here because Dexerto reported the truth.
So they straight up. So to be clear. Dexerto posts, and very rarely do you see a company like YouTube go out and say, no. Yeah, comment about something like this. This is a very rare thing that you'd see. So to see them actually make this statement is pretty interesting.
I wonder what employee did this, because clearly this is a human by saying it's a false story designed to stoke fear for clicks. That's not the type of language YouTube's bot usually uses on social media.
Not at all. Not at all right here. Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm glad you mentioned that, Var, because in the tweets that this creator posted, he's actually being trolled in DMs from YouTube from somebody. So it's not that post. There's a bunch of posts from him, but there's another one that shows that he's literally talking to someone. There it is, that message right there. So there's one email, which is the left image, and then the right message, not that one. You have to scroll to the next one. No, it's that tab, but next image.
I get you, yeah.
Yeah, that one. He's basically trolling, saying, we reviewed your account and everything. You'll be reinstated. But he was never actually reinstated. So basically, this guy is being trolled by YouTube left and right for some strange reason, even though he's not actually done anything wrong.
Yikes.
Well, and to be clear, all this does stem back to the AI conversation where, and this is something like, the idea of him being banned initially because of a business email, they said that he was, YouTube flagged his laugh as, this is real quick, AI moderation out of control. Let's see, YouTuber Boxel is hitting out the platform, alleging the channel was terminated because of an email in their video description. He says, they said I redirected viewers to, quote, another site, which I never did right here. So to be clear, like by us, like putting a link to Rumble, are we violating rules in our?
I think so, because you're just doing an upload description. What they're flagging him is for his email address.
Right, is the click see more email address.
I think it's Phoenix.
I think it's Phoenix. Yeah. And the channel's about.
And well, because they're saying instead of using like at gmail.com, their email address is just .com. So they flagged that.
Okay.
See, this is a problem, is that AI in development versus AI being used in a customer service position. And I don't think that AI should be communicating with humans for a company and making these massive decisions.
In a situation like this, YouTube has, millions of channels at this point of people creating content. And what's the stat? It's like the stat is like 2 years of content is uploaded on YouTube every like 5 minutes or something like that. It's really ungodly and ridiculous. So I understand the idea of having some sort of tool to help moderate here.
Yeah.
And there will be mistakes. Like, I think you need to understand as a creator that there will be mistakes. The problem with that,
some rogue employee takes to their social media accounts and says, "Hey, this is completely and utterly false." They do need AI to moderate. They do need to offer an easy way to almost for creators to interact with their platform, like the YouTube creator chat, right? I understand that it's gonna be an AI to guide you to articles, but an like when you have an AI that's completely banning channels and has the ability to do that, we have situations like this, which sure, like AI moderation is in part inevitable, but then you also have rogue employees doubling down on a mistake on social media, which isn't a good look.
Mally, in your experience, and I know you primarily focus on Rumble, but how often do you usually post on YouTube?
At this rate, it's kind of like once a month. I did just make a second channel for just gaming, so there's nothing that they would flag on that. But I do I just kind of briefly edit my live streams and upload them over there. So I talk about Rumble constantly, and I'm promoting my other platforms verbally in those videos constantly. So I could see if they found that to be a problem.
Yeah.
I like how you think that the gaming streams or whatever won't get flagged on YouTube.
Oh no, totally. I talk about so much stuff. I'm just saying that for my main YouTube, where I adamantly go at certain topics, even the thumbnails are obvious. You have to watch my streams for a couple hours for me to actually talk about some opinionated stuff. But my main channel, I was getting told by other YouTubers hey, you're gonna get banned if you keep doing that. And I'm like, well, it's the truth. They're like, we know, but so yeah, I definitely don't prance around the rules as easily as I should.
YouTube has been absolute garbage. I played that stupid game that we were talking about the other day. You know, that turn your farm animals into anime boy and girls. By the way, terrible game. Absolutely terrible. I wish we could fight them and get refunds for everybody who ever bought the game. But I was actually flagged by YouTube for using copyright music that was in that fucking game.
Yep, that happens.
Right.
It's like
I
when you
hate
watch
that.
the Game Awards, they'll copyright the
crazy.
music and then
game.
Oh yeah, I
just
just
got
steal your
flagged
revenue
recently for copyright-free music. I literally went and found copyright-free music, and they were like, "This is copyrighted."
Yep,
Like, what?
every time.
This is a pretty standard thing. This is actually why we don't stream, why any new games is horrible to stream on YouTube, because for that same reason. YouTube, you got to remember, started as a video platform that obviously they do a lot of live content, hence why we're on it, right? But its tools are built around video as opposed to live. So, but going back to the initial point of having this funnel, I don't have any issue with them creating some sort of tool to flag instances and to kind of bring it around to a real world instance. Look, when you have when big things need to happen, right? There are all sorts of sweeping changes that happen. And you see once again, real world example, the whole ICE raids, right? There are mistakes made, but you just have to figure out a way to correct those mistakes. If there's a mistake, you figure it. So in this situation, bringing it back to YouTube, if there's a guy who is saying, hey, YouTube, here's all the things, and YouTube is doubling and tripling down on it, that's the bad look here. It's not the fact that they're using AI to flag this stuff. It's the fact that they're doubling, tripling down with what appears to be a YouTube, an actual real life response from an actual person. That's where they look like assholes.
Right.
Yeah.
They just need to address things clearly and concisely and help their creators and not say, oh, this is fake in order to get clicks when it isn't fake.
Well, and this is what happens. They start trending on X, right? And they still, you got to keep pressure on. This is the worst thing about, and I know that this is all YouTube guy, we're talking about YouTube. I get it, right? Nobody wants to hear this shit. But the reality is that getting anything done on the platform is like pulling teeth. Getting any sort of response, and it's not just it's like pulling teeth without anesthesia, right? And you gotta go find to pull those teeth. You got to go out and you got to find some pliers, and you got to put those pliers in your mouth. And you got to yank as hard as you can, and then maybe they'll be like, okay, it's a great platform, but man, they have a long way to go when it comes to their customer service. Maybe they should, I don't know. I just say do better. Just do better.
Yeah.
Well,
Just better
the platform, like you said, is absolutely massive, and that's a major sort of hurdle for them when it comes to, moderation and tools. It's very hard to manage so many people.
Your dad said you should hit the subscribe button. Don't disappoint dad.